I go back to my upbringing. I grew up in a space of kind. My mother knew no strangers. Our door and house was always open to people. It didn't matter who it was, family, close friends. She was like, you need a place to stay, you need clothes. Like, we have taken in so many people in my family. It's crazy. Children.
Yeah.
That's just what I grew up in. And that you were just supposed to be nice and kind.
Yes.
And as I got older, I learned how to, even in the hard conversations and things that you have to have, it makes it easier if you can still be nice about it. You don't have to be ugly. You don't have to be mean.
That's right.
And we never know. I know it's so cliche. We say it all the time, but you don't know what that next person is going through.
Hello and welcome to the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Ross. And this platform was created to motivate and to inspire in hopes that you will become a better you. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that's listening all over the world. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Ross Cloud Podcast as we navigate through the clouds of life, empowering one another. Listen, we have a very, very special guest with us here on today. We're super excited to have her here. I think this is the first time I've had a life coach here. So I'm actually excited about this conversation. We have Miss Cherron Williams. What's happening, Cherron?
What's going on? Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You know, this platform was created to help people become better. This particular platform is, whether it's through your life, through conversations. And so we like to take the folks on a journey, kind of talk about how they got to, how they become, just a way, a way that you can encourage somebody through your life and your testimony without divulging of too much information, but just enough so they know you know about life and how life be lifing sometimes, Yes. So we're not gonna hold the folks up any longer. Where you from, Cherron?
I am from Greensboro, North Carolina, born and raised.
All right
here.
All right. I love it. High school. What high school did you go to?
James B. Dudley High School.
Okay.
The only high school that matters.
Yes.
Class of 99.
Okay.
Shout out to class
Talk
of
that
99.
talk. I'm with you. Did you decide to go to college at all?
I did. So
Did you?
I
Okay.
decided to go to NC Charlotte is where I really, really wanted to go. But I'm a mama's girl. I'm the youngest of three girls. So I really want to leave my mama.
That's
so I went to NC. I should have stayed on campus, but I didn't. I stayed at home.
That's all right,
with my mama.
It probably kept you out of trouble too, though, Cherron.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I love the transparency. I love it. Yeah.
So I was still able to maneuver a little bit more than I probably should have if I would have stayed on campus.
Okay. What did you study while you was in college?
While I was at NT, I originally went for elementary education.
Really?
Because from a little girl, I always wanted to be a teacher.
Oh, I love that.
I had my ruler, my chalk, my little chalkboard, my chalk.
Yeah.
I would line my teddy bears up, and my mom would say she would find me in my room. Teaching my teddy bears.
I love it.
And my baby dolls. But I spent about a semester and a half in a first grade classroom. Okay. And that's when I realized I don't think I want to do elementary education.
Yes.
And then I got my first real job at a child care center. And I found my love.
Oh, I love that.
In the toddler classroom.
Okay.
And I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. These are my people.
Yeah.
So I quickly changed my major to child development at the time.
Okay.
Thought I was grown. So, I was working full time.
Yeah.
So I left school, but I did eventually go back. I got my associate's degree, which I paid for out of my own pocket.
All right. Kudos to you.
In early childhood education. And then I went back to school with my bachelor's.
Yeah.
And now I'm back in school again.
No. I love that because it's a journey. It really is a journey.
Yes.
And sometimes it takes time.
It does.
It takes time sometimes to get to where you want to go. And it's okay. We have setbacks. We have pitfalls, but we overcome. We do. And you seem to have done a good job of that. I wanted to piggyback a little bit as you were talking about you going to school to be a teacher. If you had became a teacher,
right?
Well, let me say it like this: what would you like what type of changes would you like to see happen for teachers at this moment? Because they're in a very, very tough situation. I couldn't even imagine being a teacher in 2024.
Absolutely.
You know, even with the way the pay is structured, but not only that, the other stuff that comes along with being a teacher. I'd like to know from you your thoughts on that.
Absolutely. So originally elementary education.
Right.
So my profession for over half of all of my adult life has been early childhood education.
Right.
So I'm still in the field.
Okay.
I still work in the field. I'm not in a classroom,
Understood.
but I've been in a classroom. And so one of the struggles that I see just even in early childhood that I see teachers struggle with is now we're dealing with a generation of children who have extreme social and emotional issues.
Yeah.
They don't regulate very well. And then the teachers are triggered by some of the emotions that the children are going through because they're not regulating properly. So the first thing is we're going to have to figure out a way to help these teachers help themselves.
Yeah.
Because we can't teach skills to children that we don't have ourselves. So I'm in a family of teachers. 3 of my nieces are teachers.
Okay.
My goddaughter is a teacher.
Yeah.
They all teach in the elementary school, public school setting, charter schools. So, and I hear them talk all the time, and then I come home and I'm having these same conversations because I'm dealing with teachers and people who are just 100% triggered by children. And I'm like, they're babies.
Yeah.
Right? But we're triggered because we haven't dealt with our own issues.
Sure.
And so the struggle comes as a teacher because we can't handle it, right?
Yeah.
We wash our hands of them.
True.
And once they do that and they have their mind made up that I am no longer dealing with this child anymore,
Understood.
we drown. Our babies fail and our teachers fail. So training for teachers in that aspect,
Wow.
I think, is what is really necessary.
Yeah.
Because just like for children, they can't learn your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s. I had this conversation with parents all the time. I can't teach little Johnny anything
Yeah.
if little Johnny can't just sit for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
If he is having a breakdown, if someone knocks over his block structure, or if he wants to be the line leader and he can't be the line leader. We can't even get to him sitting down and tracing letters and recognizing numbers and all of that because we have to deal with this social and emotional part, and that is most important.
Yeah.
So I explain to them sometimes, I'm like, just think about it. When you are in a high state of emotion,
Yes.
are you ready to listen to anything that anybody has to say?
Yeah.
No. So we have to take care of that.
Yeah.
And our teachers need the training to deal with that so that they don't feel so triggered by what the children are doing and they feel successful
Absolutely.
in helping them.
Yeah.
And then they remember why they became teachers in the first place.
I love it. I absolutely love it. That mental health component is so very necessary
Yes.
for teachers to thrive because you're right. If they're not mentally healthy, then they definitely can't. They're actually giving out of an empty cup.
Absolutely.
And
right.
they can't give those kids what they need. That makes so much sense.
And then it makes it easier to give up because they aren't being paid what they're worth, right? Teachers are worth so much more than $40,000, $50,000, even $60,000 a year.
Agree.
Okay?
I agree.
Because of the work that we really do, especially in those early years. So when they are not feeling supported in those areas, then it's like, oh, well, I can just give this up. Why not?
Sure.
I'm not being paid anyway for the work that I'm really doing.
Yeah.
And so we lose good teachers when that happens.
Yeah, that affects their morale all the way around. Full circle it does. So I understand that. So you're doing a great work, which helps me understand now the transition that you've made even more so to understand where your passion lies.
Yes.
Just with that answer alone, like, we got to figure out, how can we help you be successful so you can teach these babies? Because these babies got a lot of emotions happening right now.
Do they?
And if you at 1,000 and they at 1,000, somebody
we are upset.
you got a volcano happening.
Yes, we do.
And you don't need that in a school setting. That's so true. I think it's beautiful that you were able to pinpoint too. A lot of people, they don't see their their passion within the struggle, within the adversity of success. Right. But you were able to see that. Where do you think that comes from for you?
Definitely being raised by a single mother. I'm the youngest of 3 girls.
Okay.
And I can't necessarily say that I saw struggle.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think I realized that it was a struggle until I got older.
I understand that.
So my mother was always very optimistic about things, even in the midst of drama. Yeah. And I didn't even know that drama was happening until I got much older. Sure. So she led that path for me early.
That's good.
Without even really knowing it. Yeah. And she surrounded me with a village of women, very strong women, very opinionated, women who have steered their own careers too as well.
Yes.
So I think just being mentored by them too. Yeah. Kind of helped that.
Sure.
Because I never saw it. Like we didn't glamorize necessarily the struggle. It was there. Yeah. We knew all of these things were happening around us. Of course, raised in a church.
I get that.
Absolutely.
I
was there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Saturday, Sunday, love the Lord every Sunday.
My mama was on the choir. She sang in the choir.
Come on now.
Children's
Come
church.
on, girl.
I mean, so that, of course, has a lot to do with it.
Sure it does.
In the early teachings that I received as a little girl. And then growing up into a young adult and into a full adult.
Yeah.
Because even though it was there, we're not dwelling on this.
Right.
Because this is not where our power and strength lies. We have to be able to get over this hump. How do we do that? Yeah. I think I got to a point in my life where I was like in a sunken place for a little bit, and I had to try to find my way out. Yes. And in finding my way out led me to becoming a life coach and then pursuing things further.
I love that. There. Thank you for helping me with that segue. You did a great job.
Oh.
No, it's good, Cherron. It's good. That means you're comfortable. That means you're comfortable, and we can talk about it. Whenever you on this path of becoming a life coach, then the only way you can be a life coach is you've gone through your own struggles, your own experiences in life that make you pause and say, "Hey, whoa, wait a second. This ain't right here. What's going on with me?"
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we have that moment.
Yes.
And then you found yourself saying, "Hey, I think I can start a business." What moment was that to say, "I'm going to take it serious and go start my business"? That moment.
Oh, my goodness. That moment probably came towards the end of the certification that I was taking.
Okay. What was the certification like, if you don't mind?
I went through Life Purpose Institute. Okay. It's based in California. Yeah. But the life coach, she's an actual life coach who was my teacher. She has a business. Okay. So she wasn't speaking from a place of, I'm not doing this. She had been doing it for years.
I understand. Yeah.
For years. Yeah. And it was the way that the curriculum was set out. Yeah. It was just like, here, open book. All you have to do is do exactly what this says, step by step by step. Yeah. And for me, just knowing how I am, my personality and my learning style, I needed that. It couldn't be, oh, you could do this, and oh, maybe I can't have too many choices. I have to have things structured in a certain way.
No, and so, I understand.
In taking that class, I was like, you know what? I think I could turn this into a business. Never thought about it. I was never really taking the certification to really do that. Yeah. But then as time went on, and I was like, I have, spent my money on this.
That's right.
I would do it for free. I know that, but I don't have to.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
So when we got towards the end and we were doing the marketing, and she was showing us clips and different things of how to market on social media, and basically just giving us a blueprint of how to make it happen, I felt a little bit more confident because I had something that I could go on. Like I had some type of guide. Yeah. And most certifications, they don't give you that. They just give you the meat of what it's supposed. I feel like she went above and beyond. And it was small. I think it was only 8 of us. Yeah. It was over Zoom, and it was COVID. So
that's right. Yeah.
we were in the house. We were in the house. So just having that blueprint, and I was like, you know what? I think I could do this. It took me a while.
Sure.
I waited for a little bit.
Okay,
and everybody's like, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting on?
Yeah.
What are you waiting on?
Yeah.
And then getting phone calls and just randomly, I would just find myself doing that anyway. Just even still in my position, working in childcare, I feel like now teachers and just being a leader, a supervisor, you're so much more. Like this generation, they don't want a supervisor.
Nah.
They don't want a boss.
Nah.
They want a mentor.
They want somebody.
They want a coach.
Yes.
They want to know
yes.
how I can get from right here to where you are and beyond in 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
So I need to speed this process up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I took advantage of that.
Yeah.
And I kind of used my work as my practice, really.
That's right. Yeah. That makes sense, though. Mm-hmm. That makes so much sense. Was the curriculum hard? Was it hard for you?
Not
no challenges.
necessarily.
Not really.
It was a little bit because, and just I think, one, I'm a female, right?
Yeah.
Innately, I'm a fixer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
So that was the first thing that we talked about. And I was like, oh, gosh, I'm not going to make it. But just in following the curriculum, being able to practice asking those specific questions,
Sure.
really practicing active listening. I always thought I was a pretty good listener, but really practicing how to be an active listener, it helps you to ask the right questions.
Yeah.
So I was able, it was a shift that had to happen because you can't do it if you are listening to respond. And I used to hear people say that all the time, and it never really made perfect sense to me until I took that class.
Oh, I love that.
Until I took that certification. And then even in the classes that I'm in now, it does make perfect sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it taught me how to really actively listen. So once I got that, because that was the bulk of what we did in the very beginning, and then we started practicing, so it became very natural.
Yeah.
It was only 8 or 9 of us, I think, in that class, so we built a bond.
Yeah.
We were able to help each other.
Yeah.
We talked offline. We built our own little community. Some of them I still talk to every now and then.
Yeah.
So it was comfortable, and she made it very, very comfortable for us.
Ready for a popcorn adventure? Popcorn Remix is more than just a snack. It's an experience. With over 50 bold and unique flavors like king crab legs, hot wings, and lemon pepper, and Charlene's banana pudding, every bite is a burst of culinary creativity. Founded by entrepreneurs Ryan Richmond and Greg Bowman, Popcorn Remix turns life's toughest moments into something sweet. Visit their Conyers, Georgia store or order online at popcornremix.com and explore flavors you've never imagined. That's popcornremix.com, where every kernel tells a story. Teachers and parents, are you ready to empower your students to become stronger writers? Check out Rethinking Writing One Word at a Time by Sheila Beverly, a workbook that's been praised by educators for its innovative approach to teaching grammar and writing. Dr. Daryl Morris calls it a motivational hook that helps students get their ideas down on paper, and other teachers rave about its hands-on tools like the Grammar Bubble manipulative toy to make learning fun. Perfect for classrooms or home learning. Get your copy now on Amazon and watch your students' writing skills shine. That's good. So the mental piece that comes along with being a life coach, you think you up for those challenges? Because when I think about, reality TV helps us see a lot, right, Cherron? So, sometimes I'm watching life coaches and I'm like, wow, they're taking a beating right now. So I want to know from your perspective, how would you take care of your mental health after someone, what's the word I want to use, projecting their toxic behaviors or their mental illness on you? How would you go and decompress from that yourself?
Right. I feel like I've been practicing this half of my adult life.
Oh, I like it.
because I've always been the person where that is projected. I've always been a safe space for people, and I didn't realize that, and of course, until I was much older.
Yeah.
So I think I've been practicing it all along. And I just didn't know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now that I'm aware, and we talk about projecting and really not taking ownership of people's stuff and problems. And it's one of the things that I also try to help my clients with, and different things. Like, you can't always take that on. You have to find balance in that.
I love that. Yeah.
So I have to practice what I preach. So I have to find things. So I do things outside of that.
Yes.
I have to find my happy. I know places that make me happy.
That's right.
I know when I'm done.
Come on now.
And I need to take a step back from me. I'm an extroverted introvert, which is crazy. My people meter goes to a certain level, I need to take a step back. And then I do that for myself. That comes in just sitting by myself. I'm okay with being just with me.
That's right. That's right.
I enjoy my family. I am a family girl, so I'm always calling on my sisters. That helps me. And sometimes I just need to talk it through. I learned that from one of my coworkers, my mentor. You just got to talk through what it is that you're thinking in your head. Doesn't necessarily mean that you need to do anything with it. You just need to be able to say it out loud.
Sure.
That helps me. Dance. I've been dancing all my life.
Really?
Sometimes I just go into, and I'm just in my car. I'm dancing. I'll make up a dance in the car. Doesn't mean I'm going to teach it to anybody.
Right.
So I just find different things. I find my happy. Sure. When I know where my happy place is, I just find that space. And sometimes it's just me being quiet and not talking. And I think my family is understanding that a little bit now, when I just they're like, you're so quiet. You're so quiet. Because I'm always upbeat talking. And then they know I'm just
chilling.
I'm just chilling. I'm trying to refresh. Trying to rejuvenate myself. So because we can't pour from an empty cup.
Come on now. Come on.
And being a coach or anything, I can't give you what I don't have.
Come on now. I
have to be intentional about staying in my good space. I have my mentors that I talk to. We try to connect with each other once or twice a week, as much as we can. That is very helpful. Because they know me, and it's a safe space for us to talk.
I love the fact that you have that to lean on, and then at the same time you don't take advantage of it either. I think that's important too, that you make sure you don't project that on them either. You know, because you understand it has to be a balance in that. So that's important to have that skill set and that quality as a life coach. And I thank you for kind of telling the folks a little bit about that type of journey, because you know, folks want to know, like, oh yeah, you say you're a life coach. What you been doing? What can you tell me?
Oh gosh, I have to explain that often.
Right. Yeah. But I think it's very admirable to want to do something like that, because that's work, and we all need one. We may not even realize it. Oh my God, we may not realize it. It can be. It's like so many nuances I'm seeing now, even as an adult man. There are nuances, and there are things that you say to yourself, oh, I need to work on that. Like, you need to take a step back and say, oh, wait a minute, man, you doing too much. You doing way too much, bro. How old are you? You know, really.
Let's regroup.
Yeah, let's regroup, man. Right? Yeah. And I think that's necessary. Now, let me ask you something, Is there a component that comes with life coaching that deals with organization in the home or clutter in the home?
Absolutely.
I always wanted to know that.
I usually tell people try to take life out of it, because I think when people hear life coach, they immediately think that I'm coming in to just like disrupt what they have going on.
Right.
And that's not the case. When you said it yourself. When you realize I got too much going on. Wait a minute. I need to slow down. I need to regroup. It's really more of like accountability thing. Someone to just help you navigate through those transitions. Because we go through transitions in life. So one of my clients transitioning from being in a house of children
Wow.
and an empty nester. What am I going to do now?
Yeah.
Feeling like I'm not worthy. You don't necessarily have to go through therapy to do that, but let's just find out what else you're passionate about. Like, where did you drop it? Where did you lose it?
Yeah.
So a life coach or a coach could just be the person to help you get back to that and find your way from, okay, I've been a mom for the last 19, 20 years.
Sure.
That was my whole focus.
Right, right.
I still have a whole life ahead of me. What is my next?
Yeah.
Or it could be, I've been in this career for 20 plus years and I'm ready to do something else.
Yeah.
God is moving me somewhere else and I just don't know what steps I need to take or how to organize my thoughts and my path.
Yes.
That's where a coach can come into play.
Yeah.
And then there are different coaches that have different niches. So really depending upon where you are in your life and transition in your journey depends on which coach you get. Because not everybody will be able to help you in that way. And you may have to venture off to one or more, because if you're on a mental health journey, that looks different.
Yes.
You're on a weight loss journey, you might want to find someone that focuses just on health in that aspect. It just really depends. Some people are navigating different religions. We had to go through that. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I didn't think that was going to come up in our class, but it did.
But it did. Wow.
It did. To how to be non-biased and really coach someone through what that looks like for them and not for you.
Yeah.
And I get excited about it. I know a lot of people are like, I could not do that, but I love it because I like to see, I love when people say, oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
That is what we're here for.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you just need someone to just open your eyes and your mind to something that you didn't think about before.
Sure.
And that's what coaching is about.
That's right.
Right?
That's
when
right.
you're just trying to find, all right, where is my next?
Yeah.
Right? That's it.
I love it.
Doesn't get too deep.
Nah. And you know what else I love? The fact that you're able to look at being that, like, I hate saying life coach, but it is what it is, you know, life coach. You have to be able to look at the human aspect of people. It's like, let me get to the human part, you know. That's why when you was talking about the religion, you was like, nah, let's take the religion completely out. You're trying to navigate this. Let's talk about you as a human. Like, why do you want to do this? I get it. Yeah, because it always has to be a why.
Has to be a why.
You're right.
Has to be a why.
I love this, Cherron. Like I said, you're the first life coach that I've had on here. And in my due diligence, as I was going through your page and looking at some of the great things, some of your great posts that you were putting up and some of the other things, there was one thing that stood out to me when you said kindness. If you would, can you kind of speak to that kindness and love for people, love for, you know, just, it doesn't take a lot to be kind. As you stated,
free.
You did it so well. You said it so well. So if you would, could you kind of elaborate a little bit more as you were talking about kindness on your page? Yes.
Yeah. So I go back to my upbringing. I grew up in a space of kind. My mother knew no strangers. Our door and house was always open to people. It didn't matter who it was, family, close friends. She was like, you need a place to stay, you need clothes. Like, we have taken in so many people in my family. It's crazy. Children. That's just what I grew up in. And that you were just supposed to be nice and kind.
Yes.
And as I got older, I learned how to, even in the hard conversations and things that you have to have, it makes it easier if you can still be nice about it. You don't have to be ugly. You don't have to be mean.
That's right.
And we never know. I know it's so cliche. We say it all the time, but you don't know what that next person is going through.
Nah, you don't.
And one of the things that I will never, ever forget that my mom said to me, and she used to say this a lot, but, you know, as kids, you know, you see somebody not dressed appropriately or they don't have on the right kind of thing. Right. So you say something about it. And she said, why say something about them? You got a couple of choices here. You can pray for them and understand that that might be all that they have. Yeah. And they're doing the best with what they have. That has stuck with me forever.
Yeah.
So I try my best not to get in that judgmental state either, because you don't know. Just saying hi, just saying thank you,
Yeah.
excuse me, just small things, a smile.
Yeah.
It just goes a long way.
Doesn't hurt anything.
It doesn't hurt anything, and it makes you feel better. I tell people, if you are in a bad place, go do something nice for someone. I promise you'll feel better
That's true.
in about 2.5 seconds.
Oh, that's true.
Even if that's not necessarily
That's
your
true.
love language or anything,
yeah.
just try it, and I promise you'll feel better.
Yeah, that's so true. That's
Yeah.
so true. Thank you for sharing that, Cherron. So how can clients, and are you mobile right now? Are you in an office space right now?
No, I'm not in an office space,
Yeah.
so everything that I do is virtual.
I love it. I love
Because
it.
then it leaves me open.
Yes, the pandemic can take care of all of that.
All
the pandemic
of
has
that.
taken care of all
Yes.
of that.
And then with being a life coach, you have to go through the certification process.
Sure,
and depending
sure.
on how far you take it,
Yeah.
there's other steps to it. But you can be a life coach anywhere. I can be in California and have,
I love it.
or be here and have clients in
Yeah.
California or in New York.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Your potential and your reach is out of this world. It's unlimited.
Yes.
The amount of people that you can reach virtually.
Yes.
That's very, very smart move. Thank God for the pandemic. I know that sounds cliche or that sounds crazy, but
I get it. It did a lot.
It did.
It changed a lot. Good stuff. Good change.
Stuff too. Yeah. We was having a conversation. I'm a part of another podcast, and we were kind of having another. Make sure you check out the Gay City Voice Box when you get a chance. Shameless plug there. All right. So we were having a conversation a little bit about that, and we were saying that how it interrupted mosque and church services and whatever your religion was, it interrupted like all of that. So you didn't have a choice but to rely on source, your God, whatever
Yes.
you choose, your God, source. You didn't have a choice but to rely on that entity that you call God, whether it's Jesus, whatever it is, You didn't have a choice. You couldn't rely on a man.
Nope.
And you found out real quickly that it wasn't in a man. You know what I'm saying? So we were talking about that a little bit, and so it just kind of sparked that question to you, about that, the pandemic and doing it virtually, and to see the full potential that you have to just grow,
Yes.
like out of this world, like really, literally, it's the world, Cherron.
Yes.
So yeah, thank God for the pandemic. Thank God, because we were able to go in the lab and recreate.
Yes, I think it opened our eyes to what was possible, what could really happen,
Yeah,
because we were stuck.
we were.
I really think we were,
Yeah,
because I know I was.
yeah, I agree.
I'm like, ooh, we can do this,
Yeah.
right? Work looks different,
Oh, totally different, right?
The workforce is totally different
Man.
for people now.
Yes.
So many different things that
Yes.
that you can do.
Yes.
That I feel like the pandemic opened our eyes and our minds to, that we had no idea.
No idea.
And now I feel like if it didn't happen, it would have taken us this
Yes.
long to get here.
I'm gonna tell you, I was sitting here. I agree. I totally agree. I was just sitting here thinking about my situation. I was like, man, I could have saved a whole lot of money. I'm in this darn lease. I'm like, Lord, I'm in this space. But I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong. I'm very, very grateful and
Yes.
thankful. But hindsight, when you look at it, you're like, shoot, man, we could have been at the house doing this. But thank God, He's been able to sustain me through all these hardships and different things that you see as business owners,
Yes.
as the different nuances that you go through. So, Cherron, this has been absolutely great. And off camera, I'm going to talk to you about some other things.
Okay.
Because I really think you can really be a benefactor of some things. And I think you're an awesome individual.
Thank you.
I want to tell you here from the Ross Cloud podcast, this team here, that we're proud of you.
Thank you.
We see you and keep doing your thing.
Yes.
And tell the folks how they can get in contact with you and reach you for your services and how they can follow you.
Absolutely. So you can get in contact with me. Facebook, I'm Cherron R. Williams. Make sure you do the R because I didn't realize there's a lot of us out there.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
So that's Facebook. My Instagram is New Day Coaching and Mentoring. So you can find me there. You can reach me via email, which is newdaycoachingandmentoring@outlook.com.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Cherron Williams, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
You're very, very welcome.
Having me here.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So listen, I hope something was said to you that can help you become a better you. This is the Ross Clown Podcast. Make it a great day and keep being great. Peace.